Hello, friends. It's just Uncleist, Larryist. How you doing out there? A little rough today, you know. I'm still fighting off this little cold, but I think I'm okay. I think a little hillbilly music is good for the soul. I just wanted to say thank you to all of those who came out last night to the Guitar Party show. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. It was a magical evening. You know, I didn't feel great yesterday, but I was in the mood to play, which I could tell all day I was ready to play. You know, usually I have mixed feelings about going to do a gig. You know, I'm like sometimes not very excited about going to do it. It's a lot of pressure, a live gig. But last night I was ready to mow it down, and we did. We mowed it down. Guthrie was crushing. He played a couple solos. I was just like, fucking hell. I mean, you know, everyone's got different style. Everyone likes different shit. Love him or hate him. Name another guy that can pull off the kind of shit that he pulls off. Just go ahead. Name one. Yeah, me neither. Pretty amazing. And then at the end of the night, in classic Guthrie fashion, I walk out back, you know, we're getting ready to go, and he's like, man, I'm sorry, dude. I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, that's the worst I've ever played. You know, he said I couldn't lift off. I couldn't get off the ground. You know, which I know that feeling. God, everyone will tell you, man, you played great tonight, and you just know inside you never lifted off, never got off the ground. But I thought it was a really great night. I clearly relate to his feelings. You know, I remember one time, I think I told you guys this story. I remember once many years ago when I was on the road. I was in LA and staying at the Sportsman's Lodge, which is a great old hotel. I don't think it's still there anymore. And we walked down the street to this club called Lava Lee that I'm sure it probably isn't there anymore either. And Scott Henderson was playing that night, you know, and I'm a big fan of him. And I went back there that night, and there was nobody in the club. No one was there. And he was playing like in a trio. And he was playing Band of Gypsies on the stereo before the show. And he even come and walked. There were so few people there. He came over and talked to me. He was like, hey, man, how you doing? And we chatted for a minute. And he got up and played the most mind-numbing set I've ever seen. I was just blown away. And then right when he got done, puts the guitar down and walks over to me. And I'm sitting at the bar, and he goes, I'm sorry, dude. It's the worst I've ever played. I'm like, dude, if that's the worst you've ever played, I'd hate to hear you on a good night. We all do that to ourselves, you know. We all go there. I think that's what drives us. That's the engine that, you know, if we didn't have that, we would be insufferable. You know, we'd be like Gus. We would just be insufferable, thinking that everything we did was great, you know, and even though it's not. And man, I don't know. I feel like it's good to have some of that. You guys probably have it too out there. Some of you guys, you just somebody will tell you, man, that was awesome what you played. And you're just like, fuck, it was terrible. I hated it. But it's healthy. Don't worry. I know it doesn't seem healthy, but it is healthy. But there was a lot of sweet people out there last night. Really cool people. We did a cool little. We've never been very organized in that band. It's always been very loose and sort of haphazard. But Jed's wife, Allison, has taken it upon herself to sort of turn it into a professional outfit. And she organized a little meet and greet backstage for all the people. And people came from everywhere. Istanbul, guy said he came from. And they all came backstage and we signed a bunch of posters and we got to meet all those people. It was very cool. Magical evening. I haven't seen any of it yet. Apparently there was a live stream, but I haven't seen it. But I hope everybody enjoyed it. We had John Oates get up and do a couple with us, my dear old friend. What a sweet, sweet guy. I love him. I always have. I've known him for years, and he's a good dude. He's just a good dude. He's a very normal rock star. Unaffected totally by the success that he had in his life. I mean, they were the biggest band in the world for a long time, and you would never know he was even in it. Amazing. Steve Gorman came out from the Black Crowes, Mikey Mills from the REMs. A bunch of people came out. It was awesome. Old friends. And, yeah. Let's see, what else do I remember? We did a couple new numbers. We were all getting kind of bored of the old set, so we worked in we did an acoustic set. We did a new song called Desert Man off of In Stereo record. That was a personal highlight of the show for me. I love that little tune. But yeah, that's it. And I left early. I'm sorry if I didn't stick around and meet anybody after the show. I had a splitting headache by the time that thing was over. I'm not quite 100%. And I just got in the car and went home. I had a cartage guy come and get my gear. And I'm glad I did that. But, man, I was just really affected last night by all the sweet things people said. There's a lot of good-hearted people out there that are big music fans, music lovers. And they all said, man, I've been watching your videos all this time. And it's really amazing to me that, like, truly, that people think it's important enough to sit around and watch this horse shit that I just, like, I don't even think about it. I just do it, But I'm glad you guys are getting something out of it. And whatever it is, entertainment, feelings of feeling sorry for a guy, like, we could possibly. But this old telly, man, I was singing last night. I used this on a bunch of songs last night. You guys know how many fucking tellies I have been through searching for the right telly. I have been through, God, in the last 10 years even, just hundreds of old tellies trying to find the one, And then this is it. This is it for me. This one will be in the coffin next to me. This 60 Custom. It's not the best guitar in the world, but it for what it does, for what I'm looking for out of a telly, it's got it. Slab-Board, two-tone bursts. I always thought, I think we talked about this. I always thought that 59 and 60, you see a lot of 59. The first year of the Tele Custom with the binding on the body and the sunburst finish was 1959. And a lot of 59s and 60s you'll see only have two tones bursts, yellow and black. And I thought they started introducing more red into the bursts in 61 and onward. But it turns out I was wrong about that. They were always three shaded with lots of red in them, but these early ones just fade out much more. If you take this guard off, totally red under here. Crazy. So, but I always just love this two-tone look, to me, it's the coolest looking guitar ever made by anybody. Like a two-tone Tele Custom, to me, is the pinnacle of visual, what a guitar could aesthetically look like. I just put this thing up against the wall and just look at it and go, God, it's just too cool, man. It's too cool. There's amps like that too. I always thought like a 61 Fawn AC30 212 combo is this equivalent visually of this. Like just seeing one in person, you're just like, stricken by how fucking awesome it looks. And even like, I know they're common and we see them all the time, but when you see a beautifully aged, totally original blackface Fender amp, when the grill's like smoked out and sort of brown, and you just see it in the right lighting, like a twin reverb or a deluxe reverb, or when it looks just right, it's fucking awesome looking. I mean, what a look. What a great, aesthetic design they came up with for that. The way the logo is and the font. Great font. I wonder who came up with that. Who came up with the way they put the letters where it says Deluxe Reverb? Fucking cool, man. Maybe it's just cool to us because we've seen it our whole lives and that's what we think is cool. I don't know. Probably is, but man, it is cool. Even my son, who used to, like, those are cool looking amps, That's the nastiest guitar lick of all time. If you're in the key of F, let's just say, and you go, hold that high F, and then you bend down. That's probably the dirtiest, nastiest guitar lick you could ever play. That's enough for today. Happy Football Sunday. Let's watch some football and win some money, all right? Maybe make some chili. I think that's going to be the play of today. All right, friends, peace out.